Welcome, Queen. I firmly believe a man should be present in the life of his kid or his children. Still, there are times I recognize that clear boundaries need to be set on how co parenting will go. Have you ever had a guy you had a child with or kids with say to you he didn't want to be with you, and yet he still wanted to show up and be all up in your space and your face as though y'all were together? If so, today's video is for you because I want to talk to you and share with you what he is really saying and the best way for you to respond. Now, here it is. When he's saying that to you, he is saying he does not see you in his life long term. He is saying to you, all things considered, I believe I could do better. I could have a better life, a more fruitful life, a happier life with someone else. He is saying to you that although we have this child together, although we have kids together, I don't want to wake up next to you every day for the rest of my life. And I want you to really sit and think that through. For a man to say that to you, he is not confused about what he's saying. And oftentimes we can hear that and then not hear that. And here's what I mean when I say that. We can hear it and not take him seriously because he keeps showing up. He keeps wanting to be, so we think, in our space and space. But you know the saying where if you give someone an inch, they'll take a mile? In essence, that is what tends to happen. He can make such a bold statement directly to you and still have the ability and the capability to show up as though it does not matter. And so you have to ask yourself, are you willing to accept that? Because it all comes down to what you will and will not accept from him. Because he can have a relationship with his child or his kids without you being involved. And this life lesson session was inspired by a celebrity couple. And I'm not going to name him or them because they are really irrelevant. But the matter at hand that I saw was dysfunction. That is dysfunction for the kids. Because you saying y'all not together, but we on vacations together like we are really together. I'm talking about taking photos like they booed up, hand in hand, laying on each other's chest. You sitting on the man, she was sitting on the man's lap. That's not friendly. That is beyond us being together for the sake of unity for a child. When you see somebody sitting, male and female, sitting on each other's laps, you're not necessarily thinking friendship or co-parenting. So we have to really take into account what we allow and what we don't allow. And y'all know that I don't have kids, but still, although I don't have kids, you have to think from the perspective of the kid. Like, if you are a kid and you're looking at that, it doesn't look like your parents are not together. Let's just keep it a buck. If you see two people laid up on the beach, hugged up, like, come on. We need to really think about the messages that we are sending to kids, because then we're looking at the kids, we're looking at the youth, and we're wondering why they're doing some of the things that they are doing, why they are acting some of the ways that they are acting, and it's due to dysfunctional living at the household or from parents not properly co-parenting. And I know for some people, they say they may feel as though, well, we don't want to hear from you on this because you're not a parent, but I don't need to be a parent to tell you and share with you that perspective matters and that your actions and your behaviors, whether you like it or not, they are speaking for you. So, as it relates to you handling this well, you have to consider whether or not you want to be the woman that he can just be with however he chooses to, even though he doesn't want you. You have to consider whether or not you want to be the type of woman who accepts a man saying to you, the father of your children or kids saying to you, I don't want a relationship with you, but then you still allow him to show up and be in your life and in your intimate space in a way that showcases or makes people believe that y'all are together. Because may I present to you that if a guy who was interested in you saw you sitting on your baby daddy lap, laid up on the beach, he would not be thinking that you are available. If a guy saw you hugged up in your little itty bitty bikini up on your baby daddy with your head resting on his chest, and he was interested in speaking to you, he would not think that you were available. And so again, you may not like this, but your actions, what you do and don't allow the father of your children to do with you and to you, matters. So please understand that. Please take that into consideration and truly reflect on whether or not he is treating you in a way that says to outsiders that it's not over. Because if that is the case, then I want you to understand and know this. When you allow a man to tell you that you are not the best fit for him, yet engage with him and allow him to engage with you as though you're still together, you're blocking yourself from having someone who will actually, truly care for you. As always, I'm Coach Sam telling you that 24 hours doesn't seem long, but in 24 hours, you can change your life. So go ahead and do something life-changing now.